So today, we're playing the Pyromancer, and we have a super fun build featuring an obsidian dragon, a burning blade, and a staff of fire, allowing us to deal a massive, scorching, hot damage to our opponents. But hey, check it out, and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Pyromancer. We do start off with a box of riches and a frying pan, which is actually kind of awesome. I'm actually going to grab a set of healing herbs. I'm going to offer that up for now. I'm going to craft up a shovel. I'm going to grab a stone, offer that up too. I'm thinking strongly about taking this whetstone for now. I will roll once, wasting a little bit of gold, but I'm going to move straight on. As we craft up a shovel, as we offer up our healing herbs and a stone, as we get some gemstones too. But as for round one, it shouldn't be too bad. We do start off with 1 in power, and with our weapon situation, we should be able to deal quite a bit of damage. However, our opponent does have a lot of block actually, with his stone badge and that garlic. And since our stamina is pretty bad, just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. It was almost looking a bit dicey, but smashing. Not too bad. What do we get? We got ourselves a wooden sword, and actually 2 red rubies. Well, or we had 1 from our box of riches. And for this one, I'm going to grab a piggy bank. I would like to grab the banana, but I'm going to roll looking for a bit of storage, which we amazingly got some on sale. And I think we're actually going to sell a flame right now. We can grab a hero sword. Now, unfortunately, I do want to keep all these items, so we're not going to offer up anything in this round. I do want to keep our shovel because this is going to give us 1 extra item per round. Potentially 1 to 2 golds. This is going to give us 1 extra gold. And our piggy bank is also going to give us 1 extra gold, which we're setting up to start doing some gambling on our offering ball. But so far, this is actually looking pretty good. Smashing even. But hey, we got some. And we got 2 little sapphires, which is pretty decent overall. Now I'm actually going to grab the undead amulet, which is the amulet of energy, which I do want to keep that pretty damn bad. I'm actually going to grab Walrus Tusk and I'm going to offer that up along with the blue sapphire. I do want to keep this a little amethyst. And again, I'm just going to move on. I do want to keep the amulet of energy because that's going to be refunding some buffs. And we can do some crazy shenanigans with that if we do want to. Our opponent is rocking Turnip Hero Sword, which means we're going to be stacking up some spikes. And they're going to be dealing a lot of damage. But can we actually outpace him? Actually, smashing. With a shovel and a hero sword. Now we'll see. Nice. Actually, what I was looking for a whetstone, so we can go for that hero longsword. And I was really hoping for the spinning for dummies, because right now we could get that hero longsword. And we also missed on Piggy Panyanza, which is honestly amazing, especially with the offering bowl. So I might actually just end up taking the investment opportunity. Investment opportunity with the amulet of energy could actually be super interesting. Now we're going to grab this bit of storage because we're going to be moving this over. We're going to be grabbing this, offering this up since it is on server 4. I'm going to roll again. And perfect. I actually want to grab that hero sword, and I do want to start grabbing some extra flames. So offering up the leather armor, even though it's going to be super good, I do actually want to do. But I'm actually going to offer up our shiny shell also. Now I'm also going to have to reserve this banana. I'm going to buy this little blue gemstone, even though we don't exactly need it. And let's keep moving. Make sure we do not get rid of our investment opportunity at any cost. Because that's going to be an extra gold, extra item, some gemstones. So we should be able to generate up a ton of value. The problem is our opponent actually hit the nuts. So there was definitely no way we could beat this opponent. Since they had the artifacts on heat, their DPS is just way too high for this point of the game, for sure. But hey, what did we get? Okay, another box of riches with some gemstones. So not too bad. So we're going to start off by grabbing a hero longsword. We're also going to be grabbing the stamina sack. Now I'm actually tempted to let go of our shovel, because I actually want to grab this broom and potentially go for a staff type build since we have the amulet of energy. I'm also going to grab our banana, add back in our star of courage, and going to be offering up our stone. We're going to take out our amulet of energy for right now as we move on with this setup. But we'll see. Our opponent is rocking a frying pan with a hell of a lot of food items, increasing our damage. They're also going to have the power of the moon. They're going to have tons and tons of healing with the Divine Root Basket. So we could actually be in lots of trouble here, because once fatigue starts, they're going to get a hell of a lot of a heal, pretty much back to full HP. And we literally only have a flat amount of damage. They're also going to be cleansing that blind that we do get. So unfortunately, this opponent is definitely going to outpace us. But hey, what are we going to get now? We got ourselves a bird, which is actually not too bad, for sure. We also got a heroic potion, which is kind of nice too. But for now, let's grab a broom. I'm going to craft up that burning blade. I'm going to take out a box of riches as we roll because I just want to find some storage. Now that is a hunger blade. It's also that eye lamp, which I'm very, very, very tempted to actually grab. So I think I'm going to grab it. Now I'm actually going to sell an item to actually roll once. Okay, shield on sell for 6 is kind of amazing too. But I think at this point, I might actually sell one box of riches. I actually grab this fanny bag. I want to increase the speed of our hero sword. I also want to grab the bird. I'm going to have a setup like this. Now I actually want to reserve a set of blueberries too. But let's keep it going for now. Now the bird is going to be increasing the speed of our food items. It's also going to be removing some luck, which should be pretty good because if we're stacking up blind with our broom, removing our luck means our accuracy is going to decrease. And it shouldn't be too bad. Our opponent is going to be stacking up some spikes with a turnip. They're going to get some heals with a spicy banana. We should have got a big power spike with that hero sword. And overall smashing for sure. Nice, we got ourselves an extra set of blueberries, which is pretty good. Now at this point I'm going to take out our box of riches. I'm going to take the shield of valor. I might actually offer it up. Instead I'm going to take the set of blueberries. Now the perfect ruby is pretty good. I might actually have to reserve this, but we're going to roll once. Another undead flamlet, which I do want to grab. I'm going to say goodbye to one piggy bank as we take this. But hey, let's go to move on. We're going to be offering up our shield of valor. This should be pretty good. And we'll see. We should be able to generate some heat with our burning blade. Now this might actually be a little bit of a decrease since we have not as much flames, not as much heat stacking. But we'll see. So far not looking too bad. Our opponent does have a burning sword themselves. They're going to be stacking up a lot of heats with those chilies. But with our burning blade, we should be able to stack up a little bit more. And overall, smashing. Now we do have a choice to make, but what are we going to get right now? We got ourselves a mana orb, which is perfect actually. Healing pot, and a bunch of green emeralds. So which subclass should we actually go for? Well, honestly, I'm thinking about going for Dragon's Nest. Burning Blade, Staff of Fire, bunch of dragons. It does sound pretty darn good. So I'm going to grab it, which we did get the amethyst. Or an amethyst egg, which is not the dragon I was actually looking for, to be quite honest. But this is the dragon we're going to have to take. But I'm going to offer up that health pot. And I might actually start offering up some emeralds. At this point, I might actually end up offering up our bird too. But unfortunately, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep all these items in our backpack, just for right now, as we craft up our magic staff along with our amethyst egg, which is going to inflict 4 random debuffs, which is not too bad. We inflicted a good bit of colds, decrease the activation speed, even just a little bit. Should be smashing. Now, they are going to be cleansing a little bit since they have the wisdom pup. But can we actually deal enough damage to survive? Now we did take out our banana, which is going to be problematic because honestly our stamina is not going to be able to keep up with this for right now. But we'll see. We got ourselves hunger blade, pair of gloves, which is not insanely good for us. We're not going to want a bunch of vampirism, unfortunately, with our setup. Now speaking of awesome, we're definitely going to be grabbing another dragon egg. We do need to put this up like so. We do need to have this like so. I'm going to grab this, hoping for another amulet of energy, which we got extremely lucky, not going to lie. That's for sure. I'm going to have to sell this, grab it an extra set of blueberries. I'm going to roll. Definitely want another unidentified amulet. But we do need a lot of storage to be added in. Unfortunately, I'm going to sell our gloves. And I might actually end up selling our box of riches as right now. Let's grab our unidentified amulet, which is the amulet of alchemy. I'm going to roll once. We're probably going to need a stamina sack. But I'm going to keep our blueberries for now. I'm going to enter a star of courage, and I'm going to offer up our amulet of energy. Just for now. But we'll see. With 2 amulets of energy, it means that we're going to be refunding a lot of buffs from our magic staff. The problem is we do need to scale up our mana. But we do start off with that mana so we can consistently scale up our magic staff super easily. And I do want to get that staff fire to actually make this even better. And this is looking pretty darn good. Smashing even. However, we got ourselves a stamina sack, which is actually pretty awesome. And what skill should we actually get right now? Solaris is pretty good because it does cleanse a lot of debuffs, but we're not going to be looking to craft up a sun shield or sun armor, to be quite honest. Part of the Moon is kind of awesome, but again, I'm not going to be looking for some armors. So it kind of leaves us with mana mastery, which I'm going to take. I'm going to grab the stamina sack because I'm going to be starting to add in as much flames as possible. And at this point, I might actually offer up just a little bit of gemstone. Now, do we actually want this perfect emerald? Or this perfect ruby? I think we still want it, but I'm going to roll once, and that's smashing. We're going to sell immediately. And we're going to be crafting up that staff fire. But I'm going to move straight on one skill. Now, I'd love to grab more of these to potentially go for some obsidian dragons. But I'm definitely going to prioritize staff fire because that is going to be a lot of damage. And smashing, actually. This is looking insanely strong right now. Wait, we got more flames. We got our staff fire. And I do want to grab this perfect ruby, which we're going to sell our banana. I'm going to place it into our staff fire almost immediately. Okay, unfortunately at this point, I do want to keep all these items. Now, we did move our staff fire, so we have our eye lamp targeting our staff fire. Because I do want to scale up our accuracy on this staff fire. We have both our elements of energy targeting our mana mastery to give us that mana from the very beginning. And I'm going to move on with this for right now. Putting our perfect ruby in our staff fire so we get that big lifesteal from it. Because this is going to be dealing a hell of a lot of damage. Compared to a burning blade, this should be able to stack up pretty fast, and with our both our elements of energy, we should be able to keep consistently scaling up and not worry too much about our heat dropping down our mana. And smashing, actually. Yeah, 41 DPS Staff of Fire. And we do want to check, our DPS right now is 45, which is not too bad. Dealing 360 damage within 8 seconds. As for heals, yeah, our healing right now is not super ideal. But we'll see. We got an extra flame, which is exactly what I want, so we could grab a chili. I'm going to leave for now. And Holy Armor on sale for 7 is crazy actually not to take. Now, we could offer this up, but to be honest, I do kind of actually want to keep this. As crazy as that sounds. And we could also take a prismatic orb, but I'm going to skip it for now. Another mana orb is kind of amazing. Also an undead for amulet. Pretty good. And now, what did I say about not actually wanting to stack in an armor? Well, it looks like we're going to be grabbing that. But hey, we're going to be moving straight on. And we do want to find as much draconic orbs as possible and start going for some crazy obsidian dragons also. We'll see, our opponent is a burst build, but so far it's looking like we should be able to deal with it and smashing actually. Pretty good overall. And that's a mana dragon, which you don't exactly want to grab. So I'm going to start off with this, which is actually pretty good because that's going to be some block for us. Mana orb is also amazing. Another prismatic orb, which I'm going to skip. And I definitely need this leather bag. But hey, for right now, I'm just going to move on with this setup. We do have our mana orb in this position. We do have our investment opportunity in this position also. So this shouldn't be too bad. And the problem is, I would love to stack up more heat along our sun armor, but it is going to sit this way for now. I mean, we should be able to get a lot of buffs used up from our sun armor. And we should be able to just get that healing from it, as get some block too. Giving us a longer time to scale up our staff fire to be dealing that insane damage. Now the problem is our opponent has stacked up so much blinds that actually our staff fire is still even struggling to hit, even though we're scaling up that accuracy. And unfortunately, we're going to end up falling short because of that. But hey, let's grab our leather bag, which I'm going to take this out for now, and that's a dragon on sale for 5. Which I'm actually going to take and actually offer up into our offering ball. I'm going to roll once more. That's a freaking draconic orb, which I'm going to grab. And let's also grab the leather armor, or the leather bag I mean. And we can also take the Jin's lamp potentially. But I'm going to prioritize dragon. I'm going to prioritize draconic orbs for now. But let's keep moving. Now we could keep this unlucky egg, or this emerald egg, and actually hatch up another dragon. But honestly, at this point, I actually just want to start offering up more things to our offering ball, because we've been lacking a little bit. Our opponent is rocking a prismatic sword with a serpent staff. They're going to be stacking up a bit of poison on us, but this should be working out in our favor. This staff fire should be able to deal a lot of damage. And actually, it's looking super close, and we barely survived it. One more tick from that poison, and we actually lost. Unfortunately. Now, we still only have a 46 DPS, which is not too bad. Definitely needs to be increased. As for healing though, we managed to get a little bit more healing. From a Dragon's Nest, that perfect ruby, and that sun armor. As for block, we could always do with a bit more block. Well, let's see. We're going to continue on because we're going to be offering up a dragon egg. And what's the craziness we're going to get from that? We got ourselves a bird, which to be honest, I might actually want to offer up again. But for now, we're going to be crafting up Obsidian Dragon. I might actually let go of the Jin's lamp. That's much as I'd like to keep it. I'm going to move on. Grab a set of blueberries, move again. Another draconic orb is amazing. Grab another fanny pack. I think that should be pretty good. And we could keep the bird because that would be increasing our dragons along with our sun armor. And it's also going to be removing opponent's luck. But this should be pretty good. And we are going to begin a nocturnal locklifter with a plug bluebirds. Meaning they're going to have tons and tons of healing. But our DPS just outpaces their healing. So all in all, super smash. Now the problem is, our Obsidian Dragon is going to be a little bit more difficult to actually add in. But let's take our Draconic Orb, let's grab this and offer this up. We've got ourselves Stone's Compulsion. I do want to roll. I'm going to roll again. Now Lightsaber, on sale for 6 is kind of awesome, but we're not going to be grabbing it. I'm going to be grabbing this Potion Belt for now also. But I'm going to sell our Shiny Shell, I'm going to roll once. And that's another freaking odds end for the Amulet, which I'm going to grab. But this is going to be our setup. We're going to be offering up our 2 potions. We're going to have Armor Steel in this position. We do our Sun Armor in here, trying to get as much heat as possible. Mana Orb, we're going to be stacking up with our Mana Mastery along with our Burning Blade and our Sun Armor. And we did put our Obsidian Dragon in this position, which should be amazing overall. But let's go ahead and move on. We also have our Investment Opportunity, target Starfire with our Mana Orb with our Sun Armor. So this should be looking a lot better. And the problem is, we're going to need to get a little bit more heat for our Obsidian Dragon to actually be dealing a lot more damage. But hey, so far, actually not looking too bad. Our opponent does have a lot of healing though. They're healing for quite a bit. And unfortunately, we are running out of stamina with that Starfire. And actually, we're going to end up falling short because of that. Even though we're dealing 112 damage with that Starfire. Now, second final rounds, we do get our presents. I think that might actually be a little bit too late for that. We're going to grab another Amethyst Steel, which is actually kind of amazing, not going to lie. We're going to add in our Flame like so. We're going to sell that as we roll. And we're going to keep rolling. And we might actually end up grabbing the Chili Pepper. We're going to grab this bit of storage as we roll. And I'm going to grab an extra Flame also. But I am going to move on once again. We just need to get to enough heats to actually trigger Obsidian Dragon, which is 26 heats. But our opponent is actually going to be a burst build too. And actually, they actually managed to outburst us, which is super unfortunate. We're down to our final life, which is pretty darn scary, not going to lie. But we'll see. Now we could end up grabbing a Phoenix, so we do Resurrect. Which I'm going to grab. Also, Eye Lamp for 2 more heats. In general, should be pretty good for us too. Which means I'm going to roll once. Twice even. And that would have been another Obsidian Dragon, which I definitely would love to replace this Amethyst Swap. For sure. Now I did change the whole setup around so we could have a Phoenix in all like this. So we should be able to get a ton of value from that Burning Blade on our Phoenix, along with our Obsidian Dragon, along with our Amethyst Swap and our Starfire. Now I'm going to have our Investment Opportunity in this position, targeting the Starfire, along with our Sun Armor, and along with our Phoenix. And with both our Amethyst of Energy, we should be able to refund some of that heat from our Phoenix. I'm going to sell you, going to on-reserve you as we roll once. And this is it. This is going to be our final setup. Now we did only survive with 1 life left, which is definitely quite scary. But we're going to see. Are we going to be able to survive? Are we going to fall short? We'll just have to see. Now we are going to begin a Busted Blade, which is super, super scary. That's going to be dealing a hell of a lot of damage. But so do we actually. With those big crits. And actually smashing. We immediately burst them down. Which is crazy insane. And within that first second of the fight, our Obsidian Dragon actually dealt 58 damage with a crit. Specifically from the Draconic Orb, which is actually amazing. So we dealt that 58 crit, then our Burning Blade dealt a 38 crit, and then our Starfire dealing, basically in the first second, 133 DPS. So we actually ended up with 128 DPS. Adding in that Phoenix actually gives an extra 18 DPS overall. And it gives utility of actually coming back to life. As for heals, we had a 22 healing per second, which is not too bad. And we gained a whopping 17 max life from that Investment Opportunity. As for block though, we managed to get 35 block per second because the fight only lasted 4 seconds. So we ended up with a 35 block per second. So all in all, we were pretty much a burst build, and we probably should have leaned more into it, which is probably why we didn't want that Sun Armor. But the utility from the Sun Armor gives a ton of heats from the very beginning for Obsidian Dragon and our Sapphire. Because basically all these flames are double value. Meaning that this flame is actually giving us 2 heats, making it much, much easier to get to that 26 heat for Obsidian Dragon to gain extra damage and trigger an extra attack. Guaranteeing that big crit from a Draconic Orb. All in all, this turned out to be super, super smashing. Now that this Busted Blade actually didn't deal any damage because we actually took him out before it actually got a chance to activate. So we did definitely get pretty lucky facing his opponent. But anyways, we did survive with only 1 life left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we actually managed to get. +9 rank us up just a small bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. I just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. See you next time.